trial, please. And then they turn around and they show their ass. And there were some okay asses, some not so good asses, and I was just going on intuition at that point when a guy walked in, and you know, you say, how are you doing? And usually when somebody wants a part or wants something, they go, hey, man, I'm doing great, man, I'm having a great day, and they turn around and show you their ass. And this guy said, not so good, actually. And I said, oh, wow, what's the matter? He goes, well, I drove down here from Boston. Okay, well, first of all, I'm thinking, why the fuck did you drive down from Boston to be a butt double? Because we were shooting in New York at the time. And he said, and the thing is, on the way, my dog died in the truck. Now, if there was ever a time when I wanted somebody to be a butt double, it was at that moment. And you know, so we had him turn around. And this is the beginning of the feeling of the Great Escape kind of thing, because he had one of the worst male asses I've ever seen. It was pasty and pimpled and hairy and all the things that you just can't have if you're trying to be Denis Leary's ass. So we didn't hire that guy. We hired a really great ass double. So I'm going to cut to, now I'm doing a scene. It's a scene between Denis having sex with a woman named Susan, who is his mistress. But in the middle of having sex with her, he's also fantasizing that he sees his wife, played by Andrea. So now Susan is a woman willing to show her butt and ass and boobs and everything. And this is cable television, so this is not porn that I'm doing. Just I want to make sure everybody understands. I'm not a porn director. So I had to devise a way for them to have sex. And they come to me right before, the producers, and they go, you heard about Susan, right? And I said, no, I didn't hear about Susan. And they go, oh, well, she has horrible stretch marks. And I didn't know what that meant, but it sounded awful. And it sounded like you could never see these things and that they were painful to look at. So I devised a way for her to lay over this table and have Denis, you know, thrust into her multiple times from behind her. And in the process, I would bring Andrea in, and she would also get thrust. But Andrea wanted to have a butt double. And I only found this out at the last second, so I looked around and I found her stand-in, Helga, the German model, and it turned out she was willing to be a butt double for some extra money. So now I had 4 people having the sex for 2. So then, I think it was 5 at that point. I had Leary, Andrea, butt double for Leary, and Helga and Susan, right? So now we're getting into it. It's all very sweaty and heavy, and Andrea is watching her butt double being thrusted into, and comes and takes me aside and she says, you know, I have a much better ass than her, and I do not want her ass representing my ass. And so now we get rid of Helga and we bring Andrea in, and she's being thrust against, but she's being thrust against by our Leary butt double, who apparently is very enthusiastic. In fact, he's way too enthusiastic. And he is also ridiculously endowed. And his sock puppet, and that's the business term that we use for the male cover-upper thing, is thrusting against her thing, which in the business we call the triangular piece of cloth that covers the vagina. And so that's an official business term. And so all of this is happening, and I'm just dying here because, you know, the clock is ticking, people are sweating, there's sex happening from all different kinds of positions. Anyway, to make a long story short, it all worked out. It cut together great. The epilogue of it is we wrapped at 4 a.m., and the very next day, the day after that, the New York Post front page headline was about a young model who had been brutally murdered in her apartment, discovered by her roommate. And the reason I bring this up is because on the front page of the New York Post, the giant front page was, there he was with his hands raised high in victory because he was not being accused of murder, was my butt double. And he had accomplished both things in the same day. And so there we were, both of us. We had done it. We had made our great escape and lived to tell about it. Thank you very much.